MMA/UFC facts that sound fake but are actually true, part 4. Matt Serra was supposed to fight in MMA Pride, but his opponent caught on fire during a pyrokinetics display and the fight was cancelled last minute. Dan Henderson once had the nickname of Decision Dan, not because he was a boring fighter, but because he kept winning in close decisions. Frankie Edgar so far has spent 7 hours, 57 minutes, and 12 seconds in the octagon professionally. This is not the top spot, believe it or not. The number 1 spot belongs to Rafael dos Anjos, and he has a total time of 8 hours, 26 minutes, and 49 seconds. Just to clarify, these time records only reflect official UFC bouts. None of them are regular season fights, and none of them are Ultimate Fighter House fights included. Kevin Randleman once had a fight canceled when he fell and hit his head on a pipe backstage while warming up. UFC Fight Night Mousasi vs. Munoz was fought with no sponsors ringside. The canvas was accidentally shipped to Sao Paulo, where Miocic vs. Maldonado was taking place during the same day. This was the second time in UFC history that held 2 events on the same day. The last attempted strike of Dan Henderson was, can you guess it? A rolling thunder kick. The UFC co-founder once stated that they considered alligators, sharks, and an electric fence for features of the fighting area in UFC 1. Eventually, they settled on the octagon, which is simple yet still cool. Shogun and Vanderlei fought over a dog, and Vanderlei KO'd Shogun over said dog. Don't mess with Vanderlei's dog. Drew Dober getting knocked out in the octagon is a very rare occurrence. In fact, his first ever knockout happened roughly a decade ago in his 9th professional fight against Ramiro Hernandez. Kenneth Williams is a fighter with an 0-2 record. Both of his losses were submission losses to Chuck Liddell and Rampage Jackson. If you're gonna lose to 2 fighters, these are some pretty good fighters to lose to. Brandon Halsey and Alexander Shlemenko have only shared a minute of fight time against each other despite having 2 total fights. Halsey won the first one in just 35 seconds and Shlemenko won the rematch in 25 seconds. Jose Aldo fell into a barbecue pit when he was an infant. This is how he got the scar on his face. Frankie Edgar tried out for 5 seasons of The Ultimate Fighter but never got accepted. A few weeks later, Dana contacted him to fight Tyson Griffin. Never give up, people. You never know when your shot gets called. Mike Perry subbed Nate Landwehr in an amateur MMA fight back in 2010. Holly Holm is 5 years older than Jose Aldo and 10 years older than Max Holloway. Shogun Rua was a runway model in Brazil before becoming an MMA fighter. So here were MMA/UFC facts that sound fake but are actually true, part 4. Let me know if you want to see a part 5 and I'll keep this series alive. Don't forget to tap out that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Ringside Rewind and I'll fast forward to you later.